Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to show you how to descale this brand new Keurig K-Cafe Essentials. Today I'm going to be using the Keurig Descaling solution. I also have another video that shows you how to use white vinegar. And Miss Fiona's wanting her treat. Okay, so a couple things before we begin. Open up this lid. Make sure there's no cake up in there. We don't want a cake up in there. We want that nice and open. Over here on the water reservoir side, you may have a water filter. So if you have a tall handle that has a carbon water filter attached to that black thing in your reservoir, take that tall handle out, leave it out for the duration of this process. And we're also going to take the water tank off. I'm going to take this over to the sink and empty it out. So here I've got the descaling solution. It's 14 fluid ounces. Now, if you ever wonder where the directions are for this, there's a little thing that says peel. If you peel this back, it exposes the directions for this bottle, but unfortunately the directions for this machine are not on here. Okay, so we're going to pour the full 14 ounces, this whole entire bottle, into the reservoir. Okay, so now take this same bottle with its empty, take it over to your sink and fill it up with tap water all the way to the top. And now pour in the fresh water. This gives us the proper 1-to-1 ratio. Now it's not going to be filled up all the way to the max, just to right here. Make sure you got a container that can hold almost 16 ounces of hot water. Okay, so to start the procedure, it has to be powered down. Make sure it's plugged in, but none of the lights are on. So there's not a power switch on this. If your lights are flashing, you're gonna have to wait 5 minutes for it to automatically shut off. It's a very important step to make sure it's shut off so that we can put it into descale mode. So the manual that comes with the machine talks about descaling procedure. Keurig has come out with something new. They've had this maintenance alert for a while. The descale light's going to come on after 250 brews, but we can disable this now. With it powered off, press and hold the 10 and 12 ounce button for 3 seconds. So if your descale light is on, or if you don't want that descale light to come on after 250 brews, we can disable that. Okay, so this is how you disable the descale light. We're going to press and hold the 10 and 12 button until the shot light or strong light comes on. That's going to say, see the strong light came on? That let us know that it's disabled. Now, if we want to turn that notification back on, if we want to turn that to come on after 250 brews, just repeat the procedure. Hold the 10 and 12, and then the shot light's going to come on. That lets you know, see the shot light came on? That lets you know that now that notification will come on after 250 brews. But we want to put the machine into actual descale mode. Again, all the lights are off, it's plugged in. We're going to hold the 8 and 12 ounce button and the descale light's going to come on. So hold the 8 and the 12 ounce button for about 3 seconds. Okay, you'll hear like a little click. A descale light is on and the 12 ounce button is flashing. You're in descale mode now. Now you're simply going to hit the 12 ounce button. That's going to brew about 14 ounces of that hot descaling solution and water through the machine. Okay, so it runs about 12 to 14 ounces through it. It's going to stay in descale mode. Dump this out. We're going to press the 12 ounce button again. Okay, so press the button again. So it's going to be very important to watch for this add water light. We want that add water light to come on so that the logic inside on the control board will go to the fresh water rinses. If your add water light does not come on, you need to stop what you're doing. Do not run the Keurig dry. So as you do these, the water is going to come down. It should come down to right about here, and that add water light should come on. Don't run the Keurig dry. If water goes through the machine, through that heating element without water in it, it could damage the inside of it. And sometimes Keurigs, the add water light just doesn't come on for some reason, but unplug it, start from the very beginning, and just use fresh water this time. You don't have to use the descaling solution. Okay, so it's finishing up that second one. Now sometimes it takes just a little bit for that add water light to come on. Okay, so give it some time. Give it about 5 to 20 seconds. That add water light does come on. The 12 ounce button stops flashing. So now we have to add water so that we can start the fresh water rinses. Now at this point, it might be a good idea to let the machine sit, because sometimes these machines can get overheated on the inside. So you may want to let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes before you start the fresh water rinsing. But make sure you don't lift the lid. Don't do anything to disturb it. Don't unplug it. Let it sit here and let that descale light flash. That means you're still in descale mode. We have to do this fresh water rinse in order for the logics inside to turn the descale light off. So you can see my add water light came on with that amount right there. So I'm going to take the tank off, rinse this out, dump that out, that remaining solution, rinse this out with soap and water, and then fill this tank up with fresh water all the way to the max line. Okay, so I've got the fresh water tank filled up all the way to the max line with just fresh water. And once you fill the tank up, the add water light goes out automatically. The 12 ounce starts flashing again. So just press the 12 ounce button. Now you're going to run that fresh water through the machine to clean out whatever descaling solution is inside it. And again, it's going to run about 12 to 14 ounces of really hot water through, and then the 12 ounce button will start flashing again. Dump that out, repeat that process until the add water light comes on again. But in actuality, the add water light's not going to come on, but it is going to come on, but you won't see it. You'll see the descale light go out. Okay, so there's the first one. Let's go dump this out and then we'll hit the 12 ounce button again. Okay, hit the 12 ounce button again. Keep an eye on the water reservoir. Make sure you don't run the unit dry. Now the reason we descale, so Keurigs have an aluminum heating element on the inside that has a pretty small opening. So the hard water deposits can stick to this inside of this aluminum tube, and it'll restrict the water going through it, and it'll restrict how the heating element heats the water, and it could affect the taste of your coffee. So that's the reason why we descale. Okay, so there's the second one. I'm going to go dump that out and press the 12 button again. So usually after the end of this third one, you should get down low enough to where your add water light's going to come on. Okay, so we're getting to the end of the third one. What'll happen is it'll come out of descale mode automatically. Okay, so if you just give it just about 5 to 10 seconds, you'll hear like a relay click, and then all the lights shut off. The descale light's off, the whole unit shuts down. Now the unit is out of descale mode and your descale light will be off now. So now just lift your handle and the lights will come back on. That turns the unit back on. They're all flashing, but your add water light's going to come on. So now fill your water reservoir up with fresh water, and now your unit is ready to use. See, you're out of descale mode. All your lights are flashing. If you still want to do a couple fresh water rinses, that's fine, but that should have been enough fresh water rinses to get all the solution out and taste. And again, I just can't stress how important it is for that logic for you to run the descaling solution through, have the add water light come on, then it has to go to the fresh water rinses. All of that has to happen or the descale light won't go out. And again, I've got another video using white vinegar. People ask me which one do I think works the best. So vinegar is cheaper by far. I do think the Keurig solution works a little bit better. That citric acid is kind of odorless. I do think it kind of cleans better when I've run it through my Keurig machines. Vinegar works very well also, but it does have kind of an odor to it. So if your Keurig is not working, I've also got a video on how to clean the needles, how to remove the lower needle, clean it, and clean the top needle. I'm also going to show you how to put it into high altitude mode, or if you think it's in high altitude, how to make sure it's not in high altitude mode if you're not living at a high elevation. I also have lots of videos on different drinks you can make with the frother. So I hope this video helps. If you could, please like and subscribe.